Moonpaw pushed her way blindly across the sands, not bothering to pay attention to where her paws were taking her. She drew in a deep, shuddering breath and struggled to fight down the surge of hurt and anger that shook her pelt once again, though her tail bristled with her suppressed emotions. Branch Star's refusal to train this afternoon, and Stonepool's apologies as he had to skip out on their morning practice fighting, again, because of his warrior duties, needled at her hurting heart, and more anger than she wanted to admit filled her at their words, only to be followed, as always, with a surge of shame and hurt at the viciousness of her thoughts and her ever-present impatience. This horrible whirlpool of feelings was becoming more and more common to her as the days continued to pass and her life was still the same. Moonpaw stared down at her paws as though suddenly seeing them for the first time. They were large paws. She had grown into a large cat, bigger than a lot of the cats in the clan. Nearly as big as Nightfrost and Bearglow, the biggest cats of the clan since Trout Shadow left. The time when she had been a gawky cat tripping over her own paws like, well, a paw, had long since passed. In fact, the kids of the nursery were almost big enough to be apprentices already, and here she was, with her huge paws and powerful body, still an apprentice and ignored so often by... Moonpaw closed her eyes and took another deep breath, pushing away the angry surge of her thoughts. She couldn't get angry. She was supposed to be more than that. She had been born with a prophecy, hadn't she? Even if StarClan hadn't seen fit to be kind enough to tell her what the prophecy meant, or even give her 1 cent of a clue, curse them, she still did her best to try to live up to it. She hunted well for her clan, she helped the kids in the nursery, she was an obedient apprentice to her mentor and clan leader, even if it seemed as though Branch Star couldn't ever be bothered to spend any time with her. Moonpaw sighed heavily and walked forward into the shadows of Branch Clan's caves. Although her anger towards Branch Star and his lack of training her was still stuck in her pelt like a burr, her paws at least had brought her to the one place where she knew she would always be welcomed and listened to. At least Bearglow, out of all of the cats of the clan, always listened to her and had time for her. In fact, he was always asking her to become his apprentice, though she had thought he was only joking before. She was already Branch Star's apprentice, after all, though perhaps she couldn't even really be called an apprentice if she was never training. It's getting worse. I'm having trouble breathing, and it's hard to catch prey, let alone... Nightfrost's voice cut off suddenly as Moonpaw rounded the last of the boulders to Bearglow's medicine den, her eyes wide as she saw her daughter. Moonpaw froze at the sight of her mother, curled up on the medicine cat's moss bed, Bearglow's paws gently pressed against Nightfrost's side. All thoughts of Branch Star and her own anger vanished from her mind as Moonpaw stared at the scene in front of her, a cold tale of fear wrapping around her shoulders. Nightfrost? Moonpaw meowed, her voice sounding very young. What is getting worse? Nightfrost remained frozen for a moment, then darted a glance up at Bearglow, who had been completely still as he looked over his shoulder at Moonpaw, his face clear of any emotion. Slowly, Bearglow turned to look at Nightfrost, and the two stared at one another. Moonpaw felt her heart beating faster at that glance. It was so complex, and they seemed to almost be speaking to one another without speaking, but what? Finally, Nightfrost let out a pained sigh, and turned her head away with a nod, so slight that Moonpaw almost wasn't sure she had seen it. Your mother is sick, Moonpaw. Bearglow hadn't turned to face Moonpaw as he spoke, and the sound of his voice, so low and emotionless, froze her blood. She struggled to breathe as the medicine cat continued on. She is very sick, and I'm not sure I can heal her. Bearglow turned slightly, his huge head outlined in the dim light coming from the top of the cave. At least, not on my own. At Bearglow's feet, Nightfrost let out a very soft sigh and closed her eyes, trying to let the exhaustion and sleep that pulled her away so often take her away again. This was the path she had always known would be for Moonpaw, and if this was the final way she could help her daughter. Nightfrost didn't have to wait long. Sleep pulled at her from the painful, hard center inside of her chest, and she felt its peaceful lull settle over her, even while Moonpaw began frantically asking Bearglow what she could do, that she would do anything to help Nightfrost. Nightfrost felt a tiny layer of guilt and fear for her daughter spread over her heart, but she ignored it as sleep claimed her again. There would always be doubt, after all, but the future was out of her paws now. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Warrior Cats Challenge here in The Sims 3 with all expansion packs and quite a bit of custom content. And we are here at Branch Clan, and no, before you guys start asking, Nightfrost has not died. She is just extremely exhausted, and whatever illness is wrong with her seems to be getting worse lately. So she's very, very tired, and she is just going to spend yet another night curled up sleeping inside of the moss bed in the medicine den. Hopefully she can get to feeling better, but it seems as though Bearglow has implied to Moonpaw that if Moonpaw wants her mother to get better, then Bearglow needs Moonpaw's help. So I wonder what Nightfrost thinks about that, and I wonder just what Bearglow is going to do with our little Moonpaw, who has that mysterious prophecy that Bearglow has been talking about for a long time, but nobody seems to know too much about. So Bearglow has taken Moonpaw off into the ruins that he is always visiting, and they are currently actually doing a little bit of training. He is nuzzling, kind of getting her ready to train, telling her, don't worry, I'm sure there's a way that we can help your mother. However, you need to be trained and ready for it. So yes, Bearglow is over training with Moonpaw in the temple area. So in these ruins that they often come to. Bearglow is always in these ruins, and Moonpaw actually did help him in the past with digging up a mysterious stone that he took back to the caves. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen with these two. But let's just say as season 2 starts to approach, you may start seeing a few answers to at least a few of the lingering questions. And actually, I don't think Moonpaw, now that she would kind of get over the idea, or at least start to warm up, I should say, to the idea of Bearglow potentially training her instead of Branch Star, I could see her being pretty happy about that. Because she really wants to improve her hunting skill. She really wants to actually see some progress for some of her own personal skills, and her mentor is never around. So even though she's really talented, she's already at hunting level 7, her mentor is just never there because Branch Star's never really out to train her. It's almost as though he's a little bit intimidated by the prophecy that Moonpaw has. We've seen that again and again, and even though he's supposed to develop a really close relationship with her and, serve as her mentor because he is the clan leader and her mentor, he never seems to do so. So Branch Star is just kind of taking a nap. He's kind of hanging out inside of the training area because that is where everybody has been hanging out lately. So we're going to keep an eye on all of the kits. Glow Kit did have his daily roll to see if he would have his seizures or not. He is okay for the day, which is a really good thing because now that I think about it, Bearglow, well, he's got, 2 rainbow snails and a plasma bug, but the plasma bug wouldn't help with the seizures. Glow Kit would have to have rainbow items only. So we've got 2 rainbow snails, and it looks like if that's everything, we've got 2 rainbow snails from Sea Whisper too. That makes sense that Sea Whisper, who is a very protective mother cat, it makes sense that she would actually have some rainbow snails stocked up. So she wants to survey from the cat clan. Oh, she wants to go fishing too. All right, we'll let her go ahead and go fishing actually, because she probably wants to go. Oh, she wants to sniff a kit. All right, what are you up to, Sea Whisper? And it looks like Misty Pond is up to something too. All right, Sea Whisper. She is a very protective mother cat. There is... Oh, Stonepool, he's just sound asleep. Who are you gonna sniff? Shell? Okay, so Sea Whisper's coming to meet with little Shell. Oh, and there's Wave Kit, probably off to get into some trouble. He's always getting into some trouble. So we're gonna keep an eye on Wave Kit too. It looks like the kits are pretty much doing pretty well. And Sea Whisper's gonna go ahead and groom herself for a little bit. Oh, and what's this? Eat a fish. Oh, be sniffed by... Stonepool is about to be woken up by Misty Pond to get sniffed. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of see what happens with the cats here. And what we're really trying to keep an eye out for today, we'll let Sea Whisper do a little bit of hunting. But what we're really trying to keep an eye out for today are what Bearglow wants, what Moonpaw wants, and what Crowfeather wants. Dare I say it? Is that actually interactions with your own kits? What? What? Okay, let's see. He actually wants to like sniff his kits. Are you actually interested in your kits for once? Really, Crowfeather? So we're gonna keep an eye on what Crowfeather wants. So it looks like he wants to play with Minnow Kit. So we'll go ahead and have him play with Minnow Kit. But oh, and Frog Kit, where are you going? Oh my gosh, Frog Kit. He's like headed straight for the road. Crowfeather, I think he's gonna have to hiss it. Oh my gosh, he is headed straight for the road. Frog Kit, what are you doing? You can't do that. Okay, Frog Kit, he's gonna get himself killed. I think we have to send his dad over to hiss at him, unfortunately, because there could be a car, aka a monster, coming, and Frog Kit could get hit. So let's please, we're so close to season 2, kitties. Please, I'm begging you, don't make my plots go out the window again. But on that note, you guys, and yes, unfortunately, Crowfeather does have to come and hiss at little Frog Kit now. Frog Kit, you can't go near there. This is just, oh, this is so sad. This is so sad, but it's because he needs to be scolded. He is being a very, very bad kitten right now. You can't do this. You can't just come over this way. Like, Frog Kit, this is dangerous. Danger zone. You can't just come down here. Look at Frog Kit. He's so mad. Don't tell me what to do. Oh my goodness. All right. So hopefully that's really sad that we had to do that, but hopefully that'll teach him to kind of like behave. All right, go over here. Crowfeather's dragging you back almost by the back of your neck. You can't go on the road. You guys already play close enough to the road as it is. Come on. And he's getting a little hungry. All right, I think, and Crowfeather's off to eat. So he was going to play with his kits, but then we caught like Frog Kit almost walking out into the path. Branch Star, and he's like, play with Glow Kit. And it's interesting. Branch Star actually seems to have a really interesting, close relationship with Glow Kit, I've noticed. But yes, so let's jump back over. Bear Glow and Moonpaw are resting. We'll let them go ahead and rest. I think Bear Glow would say that they'll do some night hunting when it gets later into the evening, and that not to worry. Nobody needs to know why they're over here from the clan. Wild Fang is asleep. She wants to socialize. There's no toilet, Wild Fang. You would drink from a toilet. She is such a little scrap. Okay, we're gonna make her get up though before she rolls something that makes her get sick, because I do not want to have to worry about her getting sick. Frog Kit is off. He is very curious. He's probably, I think he has his nose to the ground, and he is very curious about where Bear Glow has gone. And is that a newspaper? Slate, did you order a newspaper again? We should not have newspaper, but Slate has been perma super juiced, so I don't know why he's been permanently super juiced, but that's just kind of his thing. And we're gonna have to have Slate break character as a non-obtrusive spirit of the land for just a minute. Oh, and Sea Whisper caught a jellyfish. Huh. Well, I'm going to write that down actually right this second on my notes. Jellyfish, because I'm pretty sure if a cat catches a jellyfish, we should go ahead and have a roll. So I'm going to write jellyfish generator, because I think they should have a roll to see if it stung them or if there's a dangerous jellyfish. So I'm going to do that because that's interesting. Maybe there's a positive effect, like they get slimed and so it affects, let's cancel that newspaper delivery. Like they get slimed somehow and it gives them a good effect. I'm not sure how jellyfish slime would help them. Maybe it takes away their scratch urge. So we'll play with that in the future. But yes, we are working our way into season 2, you guys, which should be very interesting. We're kind of keeping, all right, koi fish. Yes, we're kind of keeping our ear to the ground to see how the cats act. And it looks like Glow Kit and Shell Kit are interacting. Shell Kit, you are like going to pass out. Oh my gosh. And actually, Shell Kit and Glow Kit have always been super close. So I think that's very sweet. Shell Kit often makes his sister, Sand Kit, go ahead and share some of her seashell and her fish scale collection with Glow Kit, but Glow Kit does try to give them all away, and many of you guys have caught on to why he does that, so I thought that was really sweet. Misty Pond, how on earth did you get fleas already? All right, we're gonna have the kits go ahead and clear things up. And then catch something rare. That is interesting. So you know what I've noticed, you guys? I think Misty Pond is almost turning her attention to Stonepool. She is older than Stonepool, but Stonepool is kind of a warrior in his own right. And he's also miserable. I think he was sound asleep. And I think Stonepool has started to notice that Misty Pond kind of has her eyes cast his way. and he's trying to run away from that, and it looks like he's also being followed around by the kits because he's a warrior now, and Wildfang became a warrior last time. So I think that the kits are kind of like, woo, warriors, and they're starting to think about when they're going to be an apprentice, and they're really starting to get a little bit hyper about that. But I think Stonepool is trying to avoid Misty Pond right now because I think Misty Pond's attentions may be turning towards him a little bit. And it looks like all of the dang it, all of the prey in the prey pile has gone bad. So we're going to have to go ahead and sell all of it. And I think when Branch Star wakes up and realizes that, he would send a hunting party out. But we'll see what Stonepool, maybe Stonepool meets up. I'm going to have to get rid of all of these because they've all gone bad. Ugh. Man, guys. All right. We'll clear all this out. And do we have anything to eat? We have a sewer trilobite. Yay. I don't know if that's really edible. And unfortunately, we have the kissing gourami. I think that Wildfang would throw that down and pretend she didn't touch it. Giving a kissing gourami to another cat is kind of a romantic gesture. And unfortunately, Wildfang, when she was trying to catch something to offer to her brother as a gift to compete with Moonpaw, she caught the kissing gourami. And that's just not a situation you want to find yourself in. How humiliating. Trying to catch something to give your brother as a gift and you get a kissing gourami? Gross. All right. She's got a wom rat. And then I know... Let's see. Sea Feather has been doing, or Sea Whisper, excuse me, has been doing a little bit of hunting. She's going to be nuzzled by the kits. So at least we've offered up some food. And I think Stonepool would come over and we'll have him come eat the sewer trilobite. He'll take the hit because he's the one who brought the sewer trilobite. And Wildfang is eating the light beetle. And then she actually wants to socialize with Moonpaw, oh my gosh, Moonpaw, and socialize with Crowfeather. So that's interesting. Is Crowfeather awake? Would he be wanting to socialize? He is awake, and he actually wants to have something to do with his kits for once, which is amazing. I wonder why he wants to talk to them out of the blue like this. Oh, and Otterslip is awake, and she wants to interact with the kits too. Socialize. I think she'll have her sniff Crowfeather. And I think that Otterslip might say something because Otterslip is the most like anxious out of all of the queens. Dawnstep's kind of a laid back nursery queen, but Otterslip is always concerned about the kits. So I think Otterslip might say something. It's leisure day. Well, the cats don't really have time to worry about that. They're fighting for survival. I think that Otterslip might say something to Crowfeather about there not being a lot of prey in the prey pile. And Crowfeather may have had ideas because his belly is full and he's feeling pretty comfortable to go and spend time playing with the kits. But Otterslip's kind of being very direct in requesting that hopefully, and we'll have her come over and share tongues with Dawnstep because Otterslip and Dawnstep are very, very good friends. We'll have Crowfeather come over and he can come help with the hunting because it's always dangerous for the clan when there's not enough food. And unfortunately, he doesn't really have anything else we can offer as food, just a lot of medical items and random riffraff. So he'll come over and do a little bit of fishing as well. And then I think Wildfang's probably feeling pretty good because she has recently become a warrior. So I think she might try stalking for some prey. She'd probably stalk for prey rather than fish because she really loves attempting to find snakes. So we'll leave Wildfang to that. Please don't actually find a snake, Wildfang. I'm begging you. I'm really begging you. I have so many little plots lined up for season 2, you guys. And I'm so nervous that the cats are going to throw them out the window, but we'll just have to see. All right. But there is something that Wildfang can actually get. All of the cats have the capability of getting the Slither Stalker. And if they can get the Slither Stalker achievement, then they will always successfully catch all reptiles, including snakes. And if they successfully catch the venomous snakes, then I don't have to roll the generator and see if the cats are going to die or not, which is always very stressful. And she's never actually successfully caught a snake except in story. So, and she's only ever caught 2 lizards. There's no way. That's 18 more animals. Wildfang, I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, and Stonepool, I think we're gonna let him go ahead and scratch, and then he can go off and try to help. Bearglow caught a red ear slider. Oh, it's training time. All right, so Bearglow has clearly started doing some training. So let's wake up Moonpaw. And she can go ahead and use the restroom, and then she'll start doing a little bit of stalking and hunting. So these two are going to be stalking and hunting. Is Bearglow Bearglow's hunting skill went down significantly, that's right, when he almost died from that deathfish incident. So he might actually have to do more hunting. I didn't think about that, but plot-wise, for some plans that Bearglow has, he definitely is going to need to become much stronger so that he can fight anything that he needs to. All right. But yes, so... we're back, you guys. We're back. And I'm sorry Warriors has been so skedaddled. I have been doing a lot of behind the scenes rejuvenating on my creativity and just trying to kind of pull myself together. There was another batch of kind of bumpiness in our community and our comments, but I wanted to reassure you guys, I really am doing my best. I'm sorry there's not as much drama as many of us want. And I'm sorry that like it's not as frequent as many of us want, but thank you guys so much for your support. And I'm feeling a lot calmer and more established now. So I definitely feel all right. Stalk for prey. Oh wow, Stonepool, he saw his sister. I guess they're gonna stalk for prey instead of do some fishing. So Stonepool and his sister are just gonna do this instead. Okay, all right, we'll see if they get anything. I think fishing is just the easier thing to do. And you know what, if Crowfeather catches a kissing gourami, I could see him trying to offer it to Sea Whisper if she's still there, but she's about to wake up. And Sea Whisper actually wants to give a gift to Branch Star and go visit with Night Frost. Night Frost is actually going to remain asleep pretty much all night, unfortunately. She has to stay asleep all night in the medicine den, so we'll have to see how that goes. Actually, that makes sense that Sea Whisper would want to bring her a gift to make sure that Night Frost is feeling a little bit better. Do we have anything we could offer Night Frost? A spider, which is actually Night Frost's favorite food. So we might give Night Frost a spider in a little bit. But yes, a little bit bumpy, but we're back. And what I really want to try doing for Warrior Cats is having it at least 2 to 3 times a week consistently and just forge forward. And I only control the story so much. I don't think a lot of you guys realize that I can't always just snap my fingers and make drama. For the most part, I let the random generators determine the story and the combination of random generators and my imagination. And I really love where it's got us so far. So thank you guys who have been so appreciative and so patient. And I'm just gonna the rainbow snail, that would make it somebody very, very happy. I think that actually would make that could potentially make, who would he want to impress with that could potentially make a cat very happy. So I wonder who we would want to give that rainbow snail to. A rainbow snail can save the life of a kit, so we're gonna have to think about that. Oh, and a spider. So Moonpaw is busy catching things too. We'll kind of keep an eye on her. A robot fish. Crowfeather, you're not really catching anything useful for the clan. I don't think his mind is where it should be. So far, he hasn't caught a single thing that they can eat, because rainbow snails are good for survival of the kits and all, but there's no food for them to eat. Come on, you can do it, Crowfeather. But yeah, I'm working on things in the background, you guys. An angelfish. Now that we can actually eat. Let's see if he can let's see where he goes next. And maybe the next cat, if he interacts with a cat next, we'll have him give the angelfish as a gift. And it looks like Stonepool. That's right, Stonepool. You fight that long-tailed turtle. There you go. You look like it's coming out of your nose, you goof. All right. But yeah, I think I actually got a little bit freaked out because a lot of people assume that the Warrior Cats challenge is like pre-written, and it's not. It is completely, not an empty chip bag. It's completely written as we play. So the gameplay actually determines almost everything, like 95% of where the story will go. So that's why we have so much gameplay. And I really appreciate those of you who not only enjoy it, but who also come up with ideas with me. You notice things like the way the siblings seem to be bonding a lot more. Stonepool and Wildfang are really bonding quite a bit more now that they are both warriors, and I wonder what that will mean. Wildfang actually wants to talk with Moonpaw instead of hiss at her or attack her or be jealous of her, which I think is very interesting. And Crowfeather fell asleep, so we're gonna have to see what Crowfeather thinks when he wakes up. He was thinking about his kits, but I wonder why. Just out of the blue, he started thinking about his kits. So we'll have to see about that. And then Bearglow is still doing his training over here with Moonpaw, and I wonder what's going to happen. All right, and eat a fish. She's very strict about, like, I really like fish. I want to eat fish. So I don't think this is just going to be like training then for her. So I don't think Moonpaw is actually here to get something to eat. She's more here to do a little bit of hunting to train up her skills, because Bearglow is just being very mysterious, and she's not exactly sure what this has to do with potentially helping out her mother Nightfrost. But Bearglow just continually reassures her that they have to train up their skills over here, and that fighting and training here in the shadows of the ruins is something very, very important for both of them. So we'll have to see what this has to do with becoming a medicine cat apprentice, or if Moonpaw is going to take Branch Star on and let him know that that is the path she will have. And there's fleas everywhere. Why? Why fleas? So we'll have to deal with the fleas in a little bit too, because they're quite annoying, but they are present. All right, it looks like Branch Star, I think he came looking. I think he's looking for where Bearglow and Moonpaw went, potentially because he has fleas. But let's go ahead and feed him. Why is the food broken again? You guys are gonna have to eat cockroaches and sea bat fish. You can't eat vampire fish. Oh boy. So they're gonna have to do like a whole hunt is gonna have to happen. And Quailite, how on earth did you manage to get yourself like with a hairball? Oh, that's Otterslip. She got a hairball from grooming Dawnstep. All right, and Dawnstep wants to play chase with Sandkit. I think Dawnstep would come over, socialize, and nuzzle with Glowkit, because everybody worries about Glowkit. Everybody worries about Glowkit. Glowkit doesn't even worry about Glowkit, but he's the only one. Minnowkit's just grooming herself back there. Okay, but yes. So, oh, and what's this? Quailite! Interesting. And why don't we have... Okay, looks like Crowfeather's awake, so he's going to go goof around. Quailite, guess what? You've got to do some hunting. There's some hungry kits, and that is all Quailite thinks about. Look at this. As a flip to Crowfeather never thinking about his kits, Quailite is always thinking about... Let's see. Glow kit, but why sand kit? Huh? Quailite is always thinking about his kits, including sand kit. And shell kit. I wonder why he's thinking about them too. Most of you guys know who Sand and Shell's real parents are by now. So yeah, that's also something that might be addressed. So we'll have to see. There's a lot of drama hidden in Branch Clan, where it's very overt and very kind of in your face in Moss Clan, because they don't keep a lot of secrets from one another anymore, especially. Here in Branch Clan, pretty much every cat seems to be keeping a secret from one another. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But yes, I am rambling a little bit. I mostly just wanted to let you guys know. Groom Sea Whisper! Crowfeather! What is this all about? Just out of the blue, he's suddenly interested. But is it too late? Sea Whisper hasn't thought about him in a long time, and I don't know if she's about to start, so we're going to have to see about that. We'll have her go and actually speak with Branch Star. So I think that, yeah, we'll have her speak with Branch Star, and we'll see how that turns out. So we'll end on that, I think. Sea Whisper going over and seeing how she interacts with Branch Star. And meanwhile, things are going well with Dawnstep and Glowkit over here. Oh, except Glowkit did not want to be nuzzled. Gotcha. Crowfeather! Oh my gosh, Crowfeather. You cannot take Minnowkit out into the road. Oh boy. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Oh my gosh. This is going to be an argument. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be an argument. You just yelled at your son, Frogkit, for going out in the road, and now you go out into the middle of the road with Minnowkit? You shouldn't, for one, you should treat them the same. For two, that's really not a good thing to do. I do not blame Sea Whisper for coming over, and she just is gonna, and a fairy damsel, oh man, Coralkit, why? And now Coralkit's going to get sick. Or might get sick. Hang on just a second. I have to roll to see if she's actually going to get sick, because there's not enough food. And Coralkit was just running around unsupervised. What's even going on? And Coralkit is just barely okay. I really think she has to hurry and eat. If she doesn't eat and her portrait color changes again, then that's really, really bad. Why do they keep breaking all of the things? Why? Why do you cats have to keep breaking all of the food? It's not like we even had that much food. There's a cardinal. There's a cardinal and a spider. I mean, we're going to have to start eating spiders and jellyfish now. That's how desperate we've become. They can't get this desperate. Come and eat Coralkit. I can't, with your little shmish face. Eat before your portrait color changes again. And I don't see this ending well. Sea Whisper is going to wake up from her nap, and she's going to find that like Crowfeather is Oh my gosh, tell me that's not car. Tell me that's not car. There's a freaking monster, Crowfeather! What if it hits you? If it hits you or Minnow Kit, that's a 50% chance. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that just appeared out of nowhere. Get out of the road! Frog! I almost called you Frog! You have the brain of a frog! Crowfeather! Where's your daughter? Look at her! She's playing down in the middle of the street! What are you doing? I hope Sea Whisper rips you a whole new one. This is just not even... What are you doing with her? You cannot let her lure you into the middle of the street like this. Get out of the street. Get out of the street, both of you. I don't even... What if a car comes? No, get over here and like totally, you come over and we're gonna hiss, we're gonna chase. This is gonna make Sea Whisper so mad. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. No, get over here. You totally have a right. Oh, and Stonepool just caught a Scarlet King Snake, which is normally a venomous snake. Oh my gosh. How can we not? Why Sea Whisper? Why can you not? Okay, go here, like now, run for it. Get your child out of the road. I am telling you, don't you do that dainty look. Did you see the proud little look? She probably just got told this probably isn't a good idea. Look at the sassy little look that she does. Get out of the road, both of you. I don't want to command you guys to do it because I'm worried. Go here. No. Come on, Sea Whisper. Okay. Thank goodness Minnow Kit is getting out of the road. We've got to come over and I don't know about you guys, but I mean, look at this. And now she wants to sniff Minnow Kit to make sure she's okay. Sea Whisper has 0 things she wants to do with Crowfeather, but it's all about to be a very loud argument. Go inside the camp, Minnow Kit. I can't even right now. And Sea Whisper, I mean, Stonepool is about to get something right next to his ear. And Frog Kit has to witness all of this. He has to witness the fight. Oh, this is terrible. And actually, I think it would be a huge hiss. I think Sea Whisper is so upset right now. If I wasn't so upset with him, I would do a roleplay scene right now. But I can't believe that, you guys. Sea Whisper is going to be so disappointed. I think she would give him a good chase. She's angry. She's furious. So their relationship is deteriorating because Crowfeather is not being a very good father. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did that. Oh my gosh. And they were, what? Frog and Wild? What? Illnesses? What? Oh my gosh, you guys. And now things are just getting really, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Sea Whisper is so furious. This is not good. Not good. Okay. And yes, we did roll for the illnesses. Wild Paw sprained her paw a little bit, so she rolled so that she won't be able to do any hunting. She has a sprained paw just very lightly. She tried to jump and tackle something and it turned out to be a rock in the sand. So she didn't find any prey while she was trying to hunt for some fancy prey. And meanwhile, over here, Stonepool found plenty of prey. He managed to find a turtle, a lizard, and a Scarlet King Snake, which happens to be rare, so I can go ahead and get rid of the chocolate bag, the chips bag, and a king snake, which means that he found a venomous snake and took it out. Meanwhile, Wild Fang, if you can't tell, I'm so flustered by the sudden crash of things that just happened. Wild Fang over here has indeed hurt her paw, and very embarrassingly enough, while she was kind of cursing up a storm and trying to fix her cracked little, I'm imagining she rolled a low value injury, so I imagine that she's just not going to be able to hunt for the day, especially in the salt water, because she's probably split one of her claws, which would be very painful but not debilitating. Well, she very embarrassingly got heard by Branch Star, and Branch Star seems to be compensating for the fact that he is completely ignoring Moonpaw by spending a little bit of time praising his daughter, who is now a proper warrior. So Frog Kit, meanwhile, also rolled so that he actually is going to have a low level modifier. He did roll to get sick, and I think he's got a very upset stomach. That's kind of the, basically when I roll my random generators now, it decides like what type, what sort of region the illness will be in, and he rolled for stomach. And I imagine that his upset stomach and the way that he's not feeling very well, so he's probably not going to want to play. His fun is going to be halved, and his energy is going to be halved. That is probably actually going to come from the fact that he saw his parents in this huge fight. And meanwhile, Crowfeather and, oh my gosh, are they still fighting? Crowfeather and Sea Whisper are still in this huge fight. Crowfeather just was getting to the point where he maybe wanted to start playing with the kits. He wanted to groom Sea Whisper, and Sea Whisper is just ridiculously furious. Oh my gosh, really? You took it this far, Sea Whisper? I didn't tell you to fight. Yeah, Frogkit's mostly going to be feeling sick from the fact that he's witnessing this. And I think Branch Star, oh yeah, he's going to hear this. He's going to have to break this up. Oh, look at Misty Pond run for it. I think Misty Pond, that would definitely freak her out. So she doesn't even have much of a relationship as it is. I think she's going to have a hit to her relationship. She doesn't even have much of a hit to her relationship with either of these cats. But I'm going to have to lower it because Misty Pond's very sensitive. So I think we're going to do just a little dash of a hit to her relationships. And she might go and look for her brother and try to rush to his side because she does not like, yeah, she's actually freaking out. She is actually freaking out because of the fight that's going on. Oh boy. And I think that Branch Star is going to have to come and try breaking it up. He's already lost a lot of his feeling of control over the clan by losing Trout Shadow. And we're starting to see... Oh, look at that. And he wants to talk with Sea Whisper. He wants to become best friends with Sea Whisper. So I think he might actually really side against. Let him go ahead and start socializing. Oh, and he just witnessed like Crowfeather. Crowfeather probably in his self-defense threw down Sea Whisper. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe it. And I think Crowfeather is just going to have to go, we're going to give a good hiss. Because, I mean, all of his wants have to do with siding with Sea Whisper right now. And we're going to hiss at Crowfeather and talk to Sea Whisper. And meanwhile, Branch Star is also not in the mood for any of this. Because he just chucked up a hairball and he's covered in fleas. I don't know. And look at Crowfeather. He's so mad. I don't know how we're going to be able to pull this clan back together. That's the thing. They may not have a lot of overt hostility like before this. And they may be, oh, and he's like going to hack up a hairball. Crowfeather, he took that criticism from his, yeah, he took that criticism pretty hard, or pretty well from his leader. Oh boy. And meanwhile, Branch Star is coming over to try to console Sea Whisper for whatever that terrible fight was about. And it was about, bottom line, that Crowfeather took Minnow Kit out to play in the street, which is not something you should do with your kits. So, man, we're going to have to see if the cracks in the, like, facade of a peaceful, healthy, well put together clan are going to start showing with Branch Clan, or if they're going to start recovering. So we'll have to see what happens next time, you guys. All right, I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.